Cheat code. Support strategists. By clouds. My hand in the clouds not coming down on AO3. Chapter 88. Reconstruction. Izuku put the last of his notebooks into his backpack and walked out of his empty room. The service that UA had hired to help all the students move into the dorm was already there, and Mom fiddled nervously as they carried Izuku's boxes out of the apartment. Baby, are you sure you want to move into the dorms? I know they say they might as well build them since they're rebuilding everything else, but it just seems so hard having you so far away. I'll be closer to my friends, Izuku said, tiredly. And I'll be surrounded by heroes, Mom. I'll be fine. They had the same discussion 20 times that week, twice just this morning as he was packing up the last of everything, which only reaffirmed his decision to move out. He'd be closer to the labs and his new computer set in case another attack, and he'd get to spend more time with May and his friends. It didn't make it any easier to say goodbye when his mom was hugging him, with tears in her eyes, though. I'm not gonna be gone forever, Izuku insists. I'll still visit on weekends and everything. I know, Mom sniffed. But it just feels... Oh, you're gonna be so far away. At least you'll be protected and safe with all those heroes. I don't want you getting swooped up in any more of those villain attacks. You could have been hurt so badly. Izuku gives her a strained smile. The school had tried telling her about his involvement in the villain attacks, but all she heard was that he was a victim, not that he was one of the people trying to prevent the attacks, and it just made her worry more. It gave Izuku a little more leverage for his argument to move into the dorms, but it still left a bad taste in his mouth. I better get going, Izuku said. May's probably over there looking over blueprints, so... Mom frowned. You're gonna be living very close with your girlfriend, Izuku. Do we need to talk about... Izuku went bright red and shook his head. No! Oh, sorry, no, it's just... She's more interested in making her babies than... making babies or anything? Mom sighed in relief. Okay. Just know if you ever have any questions, I'm here. Okay. Izuku smiled. Well, I better get going. Bye. He gave her a final hug and walked out the door. Hitoshi fiddled with the ribbon on his daisies while he waited for Ochako to pick him up. You don't think the flowers are too much? Definitely not, Mike answered quickly. Everyone loves flowers. I'm sure she'll love them. Shota added. And the two of you are so awkward already that if it's the wrong move, she probably won't care. Sho! Mike punched him in the arm. You can't just say that. Why not? Aizawa grinned wickedly. It's true. Don't listen to him, Mike huffed. You'll be fine. Their entire apartment was a mess of boxes and half-packed suitcase, and Hitoshi was pretty sure he should have picked literally any other day for their first official date, but he hadn't known that they were going to be instructing a new brand of dorms when he suggested going out for mochi today. Since both of his adults were teachers, they had a brand new apartment on campus that they didn't have to pay rent for, so, as Dad would say, it was only logical to move. It still didn't make today any less stressful or chaotic. I feel like I should be picking her up, Hitoshi said. Isn't the guy supposed to pick the girl up for the first date? But right now, Uraraka still lives 2 hours away, Dad said. And she could teleport. You picking her up would be illogical. Hitoshi groaned. I know, you're right. It's just, I want to do this right, you know? Mike smiled and brushed a bit of imaginary dust from Hitoshi's shoulder. That's what flowers are for. You're gonna do great, son. Hitoshi took a deep breath and let it out. Oh, okay. Aizawa nodded proudly. You've been through like 3 life or death situations with this girl now. A date is gonna be a piece of cake. Ochako appeared right next to him. What's gonna be a piece of cake? Me convincing my husband to eat an actual meal and not just coffee, Mike said quickly. That chance. Aizawa shot back. It's got multiple food groups. Therefore, logically, it qualifies as a meal. Mike pouted. There's nothing logical about that. Aizawa just grinned in response. You two stay safe. Call us if there's any villain attacks. And have fun, Mike added. Don't forget that. Ochako smiled. Oh, that'll be easy with Shigdig. She turned to Hitoshi. Are you ready? Definitely. Hitoshi held out the flowers hesitantly. And these are for you. If you want them. If you don't, they were my adult's idea. Oh, I want them. Ochako turned bright red and looked at the bouquet. Thank you, I love them. She held out her hand for him to take it, and then stopped. Oh, actually, I forgot I don't have an anchor at the mochi place. Oops. We might have to walk. Hitoshi smiled and took her hand anyways. It's okay. That just means I get to spend more time with you. Shoto looked at the setup that Shigaraki had planned and shook his head. I can't believe they're letting you have an entire game-up setup in a prison cell. Because Shigaraki's information had been essential to protecting the students during the attack at UA, Principal Nezu had taken responsibility for him. His crimes were too great for traditional house arrest, but he had been given a jail underneath UA that was basically an extra secure apartment that locked from the outside, and he was allowed to have visitors. Nezu had even installed a door just big enough for Iper to fit in, since she decided to follow her kittens to the dorm rather than stay in the murder alley. Shigaraki had brought all his gaming consoles, and once Power Loader had checked them over for safety reasons, he had been allowed to create his own setup. Well, it's not like they set me up to torture us or anything, so that's nice. Shigaraki shrugged. Plus, it's not like I could step out of line. If I remove these stupid gloves or make a move to use my quirk, the room will instantly fill with some sort of sedative gas, and I'll be knocked out before I could even hurt the cat. Iper hissed from her place on the gaming chair, but when she saw that Shigaraki didn't mean it, she yawned and went back to sleeping. Shoto laughed. Be careful, I think Iper might get to you before Yue's defenses will. No, but I think she's going to smother me to my sleep, Shigaraki said. How she gets along with the rat principal, I have no idea. Are you ready to start the stream? Sure. Shoto shrugged. Is everything already set up? Shigaraki rolled his eyes. Like I have anything else to do? Shoto took a seat on the second chair as Shigaraki glared at Iper. Move, stupid cat. Just put her on your lap or something, Shoto said. Come on, hurry up. Whatever. Shigaraki scooped up Iper and dumped her in Shoto's lap. Your cat, your problem. Iper gave a disgruntled meow, but settled down on the left side of Shoto's lap. He sighed. Fine, but she's gonna wear you down eventually. You know that, right? I can pretend. Shigaraki did a final check that everything was working, and then started the stream. Hello, everyone. Sorry we dropped off the face of the earth. We got arrested. You mean I got arrested? Which was your fault, by the way. Shoto deadpanned. You turned yourself in. It doesn't count. Yeah, Shigaraki challenged. And who's streaming from a jail cell right now? Shoto smiled. Technically, both of us. It looked to the chat confirmed that everyone, as usual, assumed they were joking. Their fans were going to get a nasty shock if the two of them ever decided to turn on their cameras. May was already at the school, or what was left of it. They had put first priority on completing the dorms, so that the students could move in, but the rest of the school was still a giant mess of construction and wet concrete. About a third of the school had been completely destroyed, and 3/4 had been damaged in some way or another. The good thing was that no civilians had been injured during the attack, and student injuries had been kept to a minimum, and were mostly just from the students getting caught in the gas attack. Most of the villains had been injured in some capacity, with the exception of Dabi, who had left before the attack was over. But the only death had been All for One and Mineta, who had both shown evidence of being killed by Spinner, not the heroes. The days since the attack had been a whirlwind of activity, especially for the support corps students who were all helping with the reconstruction. Izuku and Mei had spent most of that time helping to redesign the tunnels and making some manual defenses that didn't rely on electricity as a power source. In other news, they had learned that tributes were a lot of fun. The labs weren't complete yet, so Mei had to set up a miniature lab in the common room of their dorms, and Izuku smiled as he watched her fiddle with the prototypes they made yesterday. You look like you're already having fun. Is your stuff already moved in? The movers are still bringing it over, Mei said without looking up. You? I'm in the same boat, Izuku said. So what do you want to work on until then? Mei grinned and pulled out some blueprints. Well, I was thinking of some fun ways we can make the tunnels a lot more fun. The next one is the last one. Oh my god, this has been my long... Okay, so I got corrected yesterday. So I was recording the podcast for the secret project, Escape the Topic. And let's just say it was something, indeed, when I got corrected that instead of saying series or serii, it's just series. Series can be plural and singular. I did not know that. I did not know that, so I don't need to say series or serii. So just series. Alright, so this has been my longest series of all, and it is sad. I got it mixed up yesterday, and I thought that today would be the last episode. No, it is actually tomorrow. I was wrong. But, as I was saying, I'm very... What's it called? I'm super sad because obviously this is going to be the second to last episode, and oh my god. I already told you guys in last episode, chapter, Jesus Christ. I'm never going to get out of that. I'm always going to call these episodes. But let's go on to the notes. So we're rebuilding. Mineta and All for One are confirmed dead. Let's go. Hooray. I knew Mineta was probably going to be dead. There's no way Spinner would let him live. I wasn't so sure about All for One. I thought, okay, maybe he did die. But like, you know, I can't count my blessings. Not with that dude, you know. With that dude, you always gotta keep an eye open. You always gotta do the double check, the double shot in the head, you know, like the double stab. But no, Mans is dead. It's been confirmed. It's also the end of the series, so I don't think he'd still be alive. Or maybe he will. Open up for a sequel, I guess, or whatever. Trauma Boys. Oh my god, I love how Shigaraki now lives technically underneath the dorms in a jail cell that's really like a house arrest, but like not really a house arrest. And then he gets his setup and stuff. I love that. I love that they can still stream. I love how Todoroki can still come and visit. I absolutely love that. That is amazing. I'm in love with that. I love that Izuku and Mei are gonna be making their own tunnels. Which is nice, you know, because it's like they get to design it and stuff like that, and all of this is super fun, and I'm gonna really miss the series. It's gonna be one of the series that I really miss. Especially that thumbnail. You see this thumbnail? You see that picture of Izuku on the desk? I drew the first one, and then a fan recreated it, so this is the recreated version. If you want to see the first one, I mean, like, if you're reading chapter 88, I think you've read at least chapter 1. And chapter 1 shows the first one, the original, which was a drawing I made. And then a fan recreated it, and I really liked the fan recreation. They did a really good job at the fan recreation. It was super good, super cool, super nice. But yeah, this is almost ending. The next chapter is chapter 89, the last chapter, called Heroes. Chapter summary. Nezu makes an offer. Ooh, I'm gonna make a whole theory. What if Nezu's like, hey, Izuku, you wanna become a hero? And like to Mei as well, like, you guys wanna become heroes? Haha, funny. I don't know. Or maybe Shigaraki, like, hey, you wanna be a hero? Like, That's my theories. That's my theories. So, until next time, as always, my raindrops, make sure to eat, sleep, drink water, take your meds. Have a wonderful day or night. Link to my Discord server and socials are down in the description. Subscribe to see more of my content. And thank you so much for watching.